As like many lung cancer cases, mine was found on an incidental chest x-ray. I actually, in December of '09, was cleaning my bathroom at home and mixed a toxic level of bleach and ammonia. I did not know this was going to be bad, but it turned out to give me some respiratory distress. Through the month, I finally went to my own internal medicine physician, and he thought, you know, let's do a chest x-ray just to make sure you haven't given yourself chemically induced pneumonia from your little cleaning incident. And as it turned out, the good news was I did not have pneumonia. The bad news was they noticed a nodule, we were calling it a nodule, in my right upper lobe. I had a PET scan and it was negative, so because I do not have a history of smoking, I went ahead and had a CT baseline. The protocol is when something is found like that in your lung, you have a series of CT scans over 2 years, and if within that time period the nodule doesn't grow or change in any sort of way, then it's considered to be a calcified granuloma, something you breathed in. So I had my CT baseline in December of '09, had my next follow-up in March of September 10. Then last September, and it was still unchanged, in September of 2010, I had my next follow-up CT scan, and it had grown by 30%. So I decided I was going to get a second opinion, so I went to see Dr. Susan Garwood at St. Thomas Pulmonology, and she agreed with my internal medicine that really your lung is really not someplace that you want something growing, and it's probably still benign, but you know, we should take a look at it. She introduced me to Dr. Wudel, who explained to me what potentially was going on in there, how we could approach removing it. Thoracic surgery kind of scared the bejesus out of me, as they say. I cut this lung, rib spreading and tissue cutting. Surely keeping it in there would be a better idea. But no, he explained to me that video-assisted thoracic surgery was much less invasive, and I would have 3 1-inch incisions, and they would go in and see, he'd go in and see what was going on. So we scheduled that for October the 5th of 2010, and he removed a wedge-shaped biopsy, sent it to pathology, and lo and behold, it was an adenocarcinoma. So he was able to go ahead and, through the video-assisted thoracic surgery, remove my right upper lobe. So with that resection, I was actually considered cancer-free because the adenocarcinoma was a stage 1A and no lymph nodes involved and lung primary. My experience with Dr. Wudel, I mean, I can't say enough about how comfortable he made not only me feel, but my friends and family who were there that day to support me, and in the days afterwards that I spent in St. Thomas in the hospital. The staff, I can't say enough about how, you know, under the circumstances, how pleasant the experience was. They met my needs. Dr. Wudel was, I love to tell the story that one of my friends, Lisa, was coming down the hall to see me the next day, and she and Dr. Wudel passed in the hallway, and he said, "Well, good morning, Lisa." And she was so impressed that he remembered her name. So he's been wonderful. Life has changed for me after lung cancer. I think it was a wake-up call that it was time to start living every day. You know, you could take it as a death sentence or as a life sentence, however you want to look at it. For me, it was an opportunity to really have a purpose in life, because as a stage 1 lung cancer survivor, I know how fortunate I am. Only 15% of lung cancers are caught in stage 1. So I was a little hesitant to call myself a survivor because I didn't feel like I'd really fought the battle that so many lung cancer patients have. But because I have been spared and blessed to be in the position that I am taking that as an opportunity to be an advocate for lung cancer patients and remove the stigma of lung cancer from cigarette smoking.